It made me wonder after constantly listening to one of the guys that I subscribe to, Mr. Superboy 223, about the sundown towns. And he was constantly talking about Cicero, Illinois, as being one such sundown town. So curiosity getting the better of me, and I'm going to be honest with you, I listened to the three quote-unquote victory speeches by Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, and Marco Rubio, and how it made me feel like they wanted to take us back to the Reagan years or even the prior Reagan years, and what that would mean to us as African Americans. So I did a little research on the sundown towns, and for those of you who don't know what a sundown town is, that's a town where you cannot be a black person, and not just a black person, because there were sundown towns for Jews as well, but predominantly being a black person, you cannot be in a town after sundown, approximately 5 p.m. in the evening. It really surprised me when I did the research and found out that there were approximately 1,364 alleged or supposed sundown towns. Now that number could be higher, it could be lower, given the research of the gentleman that I followed in this, and his name is James Lowen. Just so that you know, I'm going to give you by state the number of sundown towns that were allegedly contained within each state, and I'm going to start with the West Coast and work my way back east. In the state of Washington, there were 15 sundown towns. In Oregon, 24 sundown towns. In California, there were 113 sundown towns, and California had the 4th largest number of sundown towns. Montana had 5 sundown towns. Idaho 7 sundown towns, Nevada 6 sundown towns, Arizona 9 sundown towns, Utah 9 sundown towns, Wyoming 4 sundown towns, Colorado 11 sundown towns, New Mexico 4 sundown towns, Texas 106 sundown towns, which made them number 5 on the list. Oklahoma 54 sundown towns, Kansas 135 sundown towns, which made them number 2 on the list. Nebraska 117 sundown towns, which made them number 3 on the list. South Dakota had 6 sundown towns, North Dakota had 7 sundown towns, Minnesota had 23 sundown towns, Iowa 44 sundown towns, Missouri 97 sundown towns, Arkansas 97 sundown towns, Louisiana 8 sundown towns, Mississippi surprisingly only 13 sundown towns, Alabama, another surprise, only 17 sundown towns, Tennessee 25 sundown towns, Kentucky 61 sundown towns, and number 1 on the list was Ohio with 140 sundown towns. Florida, 22 sundown towns. Georgia, surprisingly, only 20 sundown towns. South Carolina, 10 sundown towns, which was another surprise, as was North Carolina with 16 sundown towns. Virginia had 13 sundown towns, and West Virginia had 17 sundown towns. Now, as we move further north, Maryland, 19 sundown towns, Delaware, 2 sundown towns, Pennsylvania, 39 sundown towns, New York, 45 sundown towns, New Jersey, 31 sundown towns, Connecticut, 24 sundown towns, Rhode Island, 2 sundown towns. New Hampshire, 13 sundown towns. Massachusetts, 15 sundown towns. And Maine and Vermont each had 7 sundown towns. Now, the definition of a sundown town varies from point in time to point in time. Some of them you could not absolutely be within the town limits or county limits, because some of these weren't just towns, but they were entire counties. But you could not be within the limits after 5 p.m. or sundown, whichever occurred first. Some of them you could not live in the town itself, though some did allow you to work in areas such as being a maid, a butler, or a cook. And some of them, though there weren't signs, which was predominantly in the Northeast, they used the police and realtors in order to enforce their sundown town type mentality. Now, I will say honestly, in looking at the research, there are still sundown towns in the U.S., but not to the tune of 1,364. But I'm going to leave the link for the information that I researched, because you can see the history of a bunch of these sundown towns, and if you really want to look at all of them, trust me, it's going to take you a long time, because I basically just scanned state by state and looked at 3 or 4 per state just to see what information is there. Now, in some of the states, it is suggested that there were a number of sundown towns that were included in the numbers that I gave. Their inclusion was based on the lack of any African Americans within the population as given by the census information that Mr. Lowen was able to obtain. So they may or may not actually be sundown towns, but they were de facto sundown towns. But anyway, this is just some information for thought, because if these Republicans get their way, we may be working our way back to the sundown town mentality that has prevailed all the way even into the 1990s.